Alright, what is going on, y'all? So for today's video, we're going to be looking back at the 2016 Lionel Trains Lionel Corporation Tinplate catalog. So let's go ahead and get started. Alright, so they have step into our time machine and the table of contents. You can see all this stuff down here. Yeah. So, for Proto Sound 3.0, they have vivid engine sounds, station sounds, atmospheric sounds, speed controlling and slow speed capability, synchronized chuff and puff, remote uncoupling, command control, brake sounds, and great smoke. Alright, so starting off, we have the Lionel Lines Orange and Blue with nickel trim 392E steam engine. And down here we have the Lionel Lines Orange and Blue standard gauge refrigerator car and the Lionel Lines Orange and Blue standard gauge box car. Over to the right we have the Lionel Lines 342E outfit standard gauge passenger set. And down here we have the Lionel Lines baggage car, coach car, and there's also some illuminated track bumpers. This is actually a standard gauge ready to run set, by the way. So the set includes everything you need to begin your model railroading adventure. They have number 318E, electric locomotive with Proto Sound 3.0, including horn and bell, passenger station announcements and dozens of additional sounds. Lionel 309 coach and 312 observation car with interior illumination. 842-inch circle of standard gauge track with the roadbed, UL approved 500-watt transformer with digital remote control, lighted track lock-on with color-coded wire. And there's also the Lionel Celebration famous catalog cover series. They have the 1923, 1924, 1925, and 1926. And over there they have the Lionel Lines Orange and Blue with nickel trim 263E tinplate locomotive and tender. They also have the Lionel Lines Orange and Blue with nickel trim 4-car O-gauge 2600 series set, the refrigerator car, and an illuminated caboose. And there's also the Lionel number 256 passenger sets. This is the Pennsylvania passenger car set. It includes two 710 coaches and one 712 observation car with detailed lighting interiors. And for the Milwaukee Road, it has the same consist as well. There's also a Pennsylvania number 256 electric locomotive and an electric locomotive for the Milwaukee Road. Now there are add-on cars that you can add to your set. They have the baggage car and the coach for the Pennsylvania, and the baggage car and the coach for the Milwaukee Road. There's also some Lionel 263E steam locomotives. They have the Lionel Lines black with brass trim, 263E tinplate and loco and tender. The Lionel Lines gray with nickel trim, 263E tinplate locomotive and tender. For the features, they have stamped steel boiler, baked enamel finish, metal wheels and axles, operating remote controlled protocoupler, constant voltage headlight, precision flywheel equipped motor with locomotive speed control and scale MTH increments, synchronized puffing proto smoke system, die-cast tender body, dry cast metal chassis, wireless drawbar, onboard DCC DCS decoder, Proto Sound 3.0 with the digital command system featuring passenger station pro effects. Unit measures at 20 34 inches times 3 3/8 inches and 4 1/8 inches. Operates on all 31 curves. There's also the Lionel 2600 passenger set series. They have the Norfolk and Western, Union Pacific, Lionel Lines two-tone blue with brass trim, and the two-tone blue with nickel trim. And there's also some steam engine as well. You can add on to the passenger series. They're the same road number as well. And yeah. There's also the Lionel 261E red with brass trim Tinplate locomotive and tender. This locomotive is a 242 locomotive, and you can see the gear right there. And here we have the number 214 armored motorcar outfit. And down here, this is the U.S. Army Desert Storm number 214 armored motorcar outfit. And there's also the Lionel 2600 series all-gauge freight. There's the Peabody all-gauge hopper, blue coal, and Hoodsgate, a milk all-gauge boxcar, or grade of milk. So it has a Baker manual finish, stamped steel body and chassis, metal wheels and axles, operating metal latch couplers, unit measures at 1/8 and times 2 3/8 inches, 3 1/4 inches, and operates on 031 curves. There's also some tanker cars like the Mobile Gas tank car, the Esso tank car, the P with red roof, O-gauge caboose, and the Lionel Lines caboose. There's the Lionel Lines Blue Comet, Gerber Productions, and red and brown rubber stamped refrigerator cars, red and brown Lionel Lines caboose, Jersey Central Blue Comet caboose, and the New York Central O-gauge illuminated caboose. Here are the Lionel 390E standard gauge steam engines. They have the black with brass, the black with orange stripe and brass trim, two-tone blue with nickel trim, two-tone blue with the brass trim, Lionel Lines gray with the nickel trim, and the Lionel Lines two-tone state green with the brass trim. Here we have the Lionel number 392E standard gauge steam. They have the gray with nickel trim, black with brass trim, the Lehigh Valley, and the Pennsylvania steam engine. And here are some 400E standard gauge steam locomotives. They have the Lionel Lines two-tone blue brass, the two-tone blue nickel, the black brass gray nickel, Union Pacific, and Norfolk and Western. Here are some Lionel number 408 standard gauge electrics. They have the apple green, two-tone blue, dark green, Great Northern, and the Milwaukee Road. There's also the Lionel number 318E standard gauge electrics. They have the Lionel Lines two-tone grand green, the two-tone state car brown, gray with brass trim black, Milwaukee Road, and New Haven. There's also the Lionel Super 381 in state car sets. They have the Pennsylvania standard gauge Super 381 electric engine. And just keep in mind, you have to get the engines itself separate. I don't think they don't come with the sets or anything, but anyway, they have the Pennsylvania 3-car standard gauge set, which features 2 coaches and an observation car with detailed lighted interiors, and the same goes with the Milwaukee Road. So there's also some add-on cars you can add on to it. There's the Pennsylvania standard gauge state coach, and for the Milwaukee Road, you can add on the standard gauge state baggage car and the Milwaukee Road standard gauge state car coach that is not shown, and the Milwaukee Road state solarium car. Here's the Lionel 381 state car sets. There's some more of them. There's the two-tone brown and the New Haven. There's also some add-on cars you can get to that set, and one add-on car for the two-tone brown. And here are the American Flyer number 4696 brass Piper passenger sets. So they have the Lehigh Valley steam engine and the Great Northern steam engine. Both of these feature Proto Sound 3.0. And for the passengers, they have the Lehigh Valley 3-car standard gauge presidential set. They have the set includes 1 combine, 1 coach, and 1 observation car with the detailed lighting interiors. And for the add-on car, it's the standard gauge presidential diner. And for the Great Northern, it also comes with the 1 combine, 1 coach, and 1 observation car. And the standard gauge presidential diner. There's also the American Flyer freight sets. They have a Pennsylvania 4696 steam engine and a New York Central steam engine. Both of these cars have both of these sets have automobile cars, tank cars, hoppers, and cabooses. There's also the Lionel number 6 passenger sets. They have the Baltimore and Ohio 3-car standard gauge Pullman passenger set and the Long Island 3-car standard gauge Pullman passenger set. Both of these sets include 1 combined, 1 Pullman, and 1 observation car with detailed lighting interiors. And both of these steam engines are separate. You can buy separately, or I think you can buy separately. They have the Baltimore and Ohio and the Long Island. There's also the Strasburg and the Pennsylvania 3-car standard gauge Pullman passenger set, which also includes 1 combine, 1 Pullman, and 1 observation car with detailed light interiors. And there's also the steam engines you can add onto your sets as well. There's also the standard gauge passenger car sets. They have the 2-tone blue nickel trim 3-car standard gauge blue Comet set. Now you can add on cars to the set. They have the standard gauge blue Comet coach and the standard gauge blue Comet baggage car. Now for the set itself, the 3-car set, it features a baked enamel finish, stamped steel body and chassis, metal wheels and axles, operating metal latch couplers, overhead interior lighting, colorful attractive paint schemes, detailed car interior, stamped metal floor. 3-car sets feature 2 coaches, 1 observation, and brass trim. And for the blue and silver over there, hold on. They have the 3-car standard gauge 300 series passenger sets. They have interior illumination, and the set measures at about 43 1/2 times 3 1/8 inches times 5 inches. Now they have Lionel 200 series standard gauge freight cars. These are the two-dome oil cars, and over there they're the 3-dome oil cars. They have, for the 2-dome cars, they have the Hercules, Coke's Paints, Sterling Fuels, Philadelphia Quartz Company, and for the 3-dome oil cars, they have Shell, Celanese Chemicals, Clark Oil, Medazza Lamps. For the Lionel 200 series standard gauge freight, they have the Pennsylvania. Actually, these are covered gondolas. They have the Pennsylvania, New York Central, Great Northern, Reading and Northern, and Union Pacific. For the hopper cars, these are actually covered hopper cars. They have the Pennsylvania, Pittsburgh, Lake Erie, Jack Frost, General Electric. And these are also some standard gauge flat cars with the wheel load. They have the Baldwin Locomotive Works, Altoona Shops, and Lyman Locomotive Works. And these are illuminated bay window cabooses. They have the Cheesy System, New York Central, Long Island, and Union Pacific. These two are refrigerator cars. You can get them in different colors, like the ivory and peacock brass trim, and the white and blue standard gauge refrigerator car. Here's a pea green number 212 standard gauge gondola car, and the black with cream windows, doors, number 219 standard gauge derrick car. There's also some cabooses. All of them are from Lionel lines. These three right here are peacock green and actually not peacock green, pea green and red, light olive and dark olive green, orange and maroon. These three cars right here are actually from Lionel lines, and this is actually a New York Central caboose. Here are some Lionel 500 series standard gauge freight cars. They have the yellow and brown number 514 standard gauge boxcars, the Pennsylvania boxcar, cream and orange standard gauge boxcar. There's also the white, blue with nickel trim refrigerator car, ivory and peacock with brass trim standard gauge refrigerator car, the Railway Express Agency refrigerator car, Christmas refrigerator car, a one dome oil car that's from the Pennsylvania, Esso and Texaco. And now we're moving on to the accessories. We have the Markland number 2036B Lepic Station. It features stamped metal construction, fully assembled, fully painted lighting interior, works with any AC transformer, measures 35 half inches times 16 inches times 13 and 1/4 inches. And there's also the number 43 runabout boat. It measures at about 18 inches times 4 3/4 inches and 4 7/8 inches. And this is the number 441 standard gauge weigh scale. It measures at about 29 half inches times 9 half inches times 4 3/4 inches. Here are some more Lionel accessories. They have the freight accessory sets. This is actually pea green and yellow. Pea green and green and yellow. The pea green and peacock orange. These are actually dollies for any of y'all are interested. I'm pretty sure y'all know what a dolly is. It's basically where you use stuff to pick up heavy stuff and, pretty much that. And over here they have some 3-piece containers. You can choose from green, yellow to black, and some railroad figurine sets, and some signal bridge and signal bridge control panels. They have gray and red and silver and red. There's also some more Lionel accessories. They have the Lionel lines number 98 coal bunker, American Flyer number 4230 route south flashing signal, red aluminum number 152 operating crossing gate, light green number 64 street lamp, black number 154 highway flashing signal, the black number 153 operating block signal, and the American Flyer old gray number 2050 flagpole and base. Here's the DCS, simply the best way to run a railroad. There's actually a DCS Wi-Fi module, and there's actually a tutorial for you to run Lionel Corporation template trains from your smartphone. There's also the transformers. And there's also, here are the features. They have incredibly smooth wide range throttle for precise speed control, bell for whistle horn buttons that work, all makes locomotive fast acting, circuit breaker to protect your equipment, continuous usable wave power output compatible with all AC powered engines. And there's also some Lionel standard gauge track. one without the road bed and one's with the road bed. They have crossovers, bumpers, lighted lock-ons. They have the Join the MTH Railroaders Club page, the 10-part parts guide, and yeah, that's pretty much it. That will wrap up today's old catalog flip through. I hope y'all have enjoyed it. Please be sure to like, comment, hit the bell for notifications of new videos, share, and subscribe. Thank you all again for watching, and I will see y'all in the next video.